right, welcome everyone to our yoga class today at 1:30. I hope you guys are really excited about today's practice. What I will ask you to grab is a cushion or anything. So I have a yoga bolster, but it doesn't have to be that. You can just grab a cushion of any sort, or even a rolled up towel, sweater, blanket, anything that you have available, like lying around, as just a really simple prop. I've also mentioned in the chat box if there's anything that you guys are feeling that you really want more of today, or if there are any injuries or cravings for today's practice, please feel free to drop them off in the chat and I'll keep an eye on that. So that's available to you as well, so that yeah, you can just kind of put a little request in. Otherwise, we're going to get started by taking a seat onto our cushion or whatever you have, your prop that's available for you, and we'll find our legs crossed. So what this does, it just gives us a little bit more breathing space or height for ourselves to expand through our breath. So if you have any knee issues, you're always welcome to just extend the legs. Otherwise, finding the legs crossed, and if you can, pop the bottom foot out from underneath so that it's as if the heels are aligning, and then you're going to kind of rock forward until your shins connect to the mat. So you're not really quite right on top of anything, but just kind of to the edge, so it just gives you that little tiny bit of a lift. From here, we're just going to allow our shoulders and our arms to soften and relax. We're going to close our eyes and start to tap into ourselves, into our body. So just kind of stepping away from any external distractions or thoughts, even ideas that kind of want to creep in and take over. So just allowing yourself to tap in and trust yourself. Let's take a big belly breath in as we extend through the spine, extend through the belly. Big exhale, audible sigh out through the mouth. And again, nice deep breath in. Deep exhale, sigh out through the mouth. And you can stay with that breath in and out through the mouth, or just move into a nostril breathing. As you do so, allowing your skeletal system to support you while the muscles just kind of melt away from the bone. Or imagining that kind of just connecting downwards, grounding closer towards the earth. Let go of the jaw. Let go of the forehead, the temples, that point between your eyes. And any intention that you would like to set or invite into your practice, just setting that now. And then we'll start to slowly flutter our eyes open and begin to move from the arms. So we're going to inhale, take our arms up to the sky, palms together at the top. Exhale, we're going to take those arms behind us. You can either reach for opposite elbows, wrists, or just interlace those fingers. Lift up the chest, expand the front part of the body, and then bring the palms together, neutral into front of you. Inhale, reach those arms again, lifting out of your side body. Exhale, release behind. Inhale to open up the chest, lift gentle tip of the chin, and then taking it back to neutral in front of you. From here, we're going to interlace our fingers. So you're going to keep those palms open as you take the hands behind the head, drop to the shoulders. We're going to paddle forward as if we're doing a front stroke, but starting to move from the rib cage, so from the side body rather than kind of collapsing forward, keeping it all wide. And then from here, we're going to take it into our back stroke, going the opposite direction, backwards. And to center, we're going to find our chin bowing to our chest. Allow the elbows to gently guide downwards for a stretch of the neck, upper back, shoulders, but without pulling or pushing or forcing the head or the neck down. Just really subtle. And then back up into center, relaxing those hands down. You're going to cross your left hand over your right thigh to twist towards the right side. Right hand will walk behind you. And then we'll take it to the second side, right hand over the left thigh, twist. and then back in to front. Let's give the legs a shake out in front, releasing that cross-legged position, coming into a really passive forward fold, bowing down, and then coming all the way back up. If you have your prop, you can just set it to the side of your mat so you have it available. And we'll come into a 4-point stance or tabletop position. So wrists under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. There's a little bit of space between those knees. We're going to press the floor away. Hands are flat. Fingers are spread wide, coming into cat-cow. Belly dips down. Tailbone and head tip high. And then we're going to scoop the core as we go the opposite direction. Dropping head, dropping tail. Inhale, belly drops, looking up to the sky. And then exhale to press the floor away, scooping out the core, dropping head and tail. One more, inhale, arch, finding that marrying of breath and body. Exhale, press away, and then back in to a neutral position. We're going to tuck our toes under, move into our first down dog. So our hands are going to stay where they are. We're going to bring our chest and belly back towards our thighs. Soften the knees as much as you need. Elongate to the spine as you tip your tail high. Start to pedal your feet out like you're on a bicycle, bending one knee, then the other. Head is dropped and heavy. And then we'll come into stillness with the heels, still softening the knee, tipping the tail high. Shoulders are away from the ears, free up the head and the neck. And then we're going to come all the way down back to our knees into our child's pose. Take your toes together. The knees are coming nice and open. We're going to drop our hips back to heels, bowing our forehead either onto the mat, stacked hands, or stacked fists. All I ask is that you find a spot for your forehead to rest towards. So this will give our neck an opportunity to let go. Let the belly be soft. Let it just hang out. No one's watching you. And this is your body. This is your beautiful belly that allows you to breathe. Take a big inhale. Big audible exhale, sigh out. Let go of your pelvic floor and also relax your throat. Those two are so connected. And then we're going to come back up onto hands and knees. We're going to keep our toes together and our knees wide. So we're going to keep that triangle or diamond shape behind us. Left hand is coming directly under our face. And we're going to open up our right arm to the side. So if this feels yucky on your shoulder, you're going to take the hand to the small of the back or just guide to the elbow. Otherwise, we're pressing that left arm into the floor as we open up the right to the side. And then we're going to replace our left hand with our right. Take it to the second side. So opening up the left arm, reaching palm to the side wall, and release. Bringing our hands and knees even. We're going to revisit that down dog, tucking the toes under, lifting our hips up to the sky, drop the head, soften the knees. And then looking forward, make our way towards the top of the mat, forward fold. You can just take as many steps as you need, bend your knees as much as you need, and keep your feet hip-width distance apart. Everything else ragdolls forward. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then from here, we're going to take a giant step back with our right foot into a low lunge. So bend your knees until your fingertips graze the floor. Big, big step back. Again, you can make any adjustments once you arrive. So we're going to drop that knee, untuck the toe. So making the adjustment so that your left knee is directly over your ankle. Left hip crease comes back, right hip forward. And we're going to open up the chest. So lifting out of our fingers so we're not dumping into that front leg. Open the chest wide. And then we're going to hinge our hips back into a hamstring stretch as our left toe pops off the mat. Keep that left knee soft, chest is open, breathing. So hands will come back with you. Keep your hips stacked over that right knee. And then we're going to make our way back into that low lunge as we tuck our right toe under and step towards the top of the mat. You can take as many steps as you need, coming back into forward fold. Left side, so bending the knees until your fingertips graze the floor. Big step back with your left foot. Drop the knee, untuck the toe, making any adjustments until your right knee is directly over the ankle. Chest is opening up, breathing here. And then we're going to hinge back into that hamstring stretch, allowing the right toe to pop off the mat, softening the right knee. Chest is open, hips are even. And then we're going to come back to front as we tuck that left toe under, big step towards the top of the mat, forward fold, or as many steps as you need. And then we're going to start to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae to come all the way up into our upright standing position. We're going to take our feet nice and wide. And I'm going to flip our right toe towards one side. If you're facing front, your right toe will face forward. Your left toe will come 45-degree angle inwards. Both knees will stay straight as we open up our arms. We're going to hip check into that left hip or away from the right. Find rotation from the top of the right thigh as you reach your right arm forward, forward, forward until it comes to the inside of your right leg. So we're not placing weight onto it. You're not placing it onto the thigh. You're placing it to the inside. Then open up that left side body. So left armpit, rib cage face to the sky. And then we're going to come back up to stand. Hands come to the hips as you flip your toes inward. So we're now in a wide-legged stance. If you need to shorten that stance, please feel free. Take a deep breath in, lift the chest, soften the knees as you bow everything forward. Arms drop, head drops. Body drops, tip the tail to the sky, deep breath in, deep breath out. Again, just allowing the crown of the head to come to the mat, the arms to come to the mat. And then we're going to be making our way back to stand as you draw your hands to the hips. Squeeze the shoulder blades, activate the backs of the thighs by imagining squeezing the glutes, and then come back into an upright posture. Coming into triangle second side, left toe flips forward, right toe inwards, arms lifting out long, so you might be facing the back. That's okay. Hip check away as you reach your left hand forward, and then take that hand to the inside of your left leg, and then rotate until your right rib cage is facing up to the sky without overthrowing your right arm behind you. So keep the fingertips stacked on top of one another. And then we're going to come back up to stand, drop the arms. Again, we're going to flip both toes to face inwards into that wide-legged stance. This time our hands are coming behind us. So just like we did in our warm-up, either for opposite wrists, opposite elbows, or interlaced fingers. So wrists, elbows, or interlaced fingers. And wherever you're at, you're going to lift as you open up the chest. Exhale, bow down. Keep those arms behind you as you tip forward. Head is heavy, arms stay back. Big breath in, big breath out. And on your next exhale, mindfully allowing the arms to slowly release back to the mat. Again, finding that heaviness, that surrender downwards. And then we'll make our way back to stand as you take hands to hips, lengthen out the spine, coming up through flat back, wide chest, coming to stand. And we're going to heel toe our feet back together, coming towards the top of the mat. If you've stepped away, hands to hips, big breath in, exhale, bowing down, hands to the mat, and we're going to come into our down dog position. So two options for this next one. We're doing a hip opener, so you can do this from down dog or from a tabletop. So either way, you'll get the same benefit. So from tabletop, all you're going to do is open up that knee, and you're going to point your right toe behind you. So you're opening up that right side body, right hip. So rather than from the side or like a dog at a hydrant, you're going to lift your right knee and then point it back. If you're coming from down dog, same thing. The leg extends to the sky. Open the hip, bend that knee, and it's as if you're pointing your right knee to the sky. Keep your shoulders and hips, or shoulders and hands square, and release. Second side. So if you're coming from the left or from tabletop, that left leg is drawing back behind you. Or you're coming from that down dog position, left leg is opening up, bending the knee, pointing to the sky. Breathe, shoulders square, head heavy. And release. Let's come all the way down into our child's pose. So toes together, widen those knees as wide as the mat. Hips back, come backwards. Forehead bows either to the mat, stacked hands or stacked fists, but just remembering to allow that forehead to rest so your neck can let go. Deep breath in, deeper breath out. Throat relaxes, pelvic floor relaxes. So typically when there's tension in one, there's tension in the other. And then from here, we're going to come up a little bit higher. We're going to stay in this child's pose position. We're going to extend our arms and we're going to walk our hands as far to the right side as we can. So you're going to take your whole torso, head, everything, arms to that right side, maybe bumping a little bit more into your left hip as you bow the head down. You can rest your head again onto the mat, a hand. You can bend your elbow in or a fist. Big breath in, big breath out. And then we're going to take it slowly through center as we walk ourselves as far to the left side as we can, maybe bumping into your right hip this time, bowing the forehead down to the mat, a hand or fist. Big inhale, big exhale. And then coming back to center. We're going to take those hands in towards ourselves, draw our knees together, come to sit onto our sits bones, legs will extend out in front. So here is where you can grab your cushion or blanket or whatever you have available, a little bit of a prop if you need it. If you don't need it, totally fine. We're going to come into a forward fold. So legs can be extended. You can have the prop underneath your thighs, or you can take it on top of either really high to the thigh so it's closer to your belly, or coming a little bit further down so it's closer towards your shins. Whatever feels good, or you can just set it to the side and not even use it. We're going to take a big inhale. So think of lifting out of your side body, and then as you exhale, surrendering down. Arms are heavy, body's heavy. Everything, again, surrenders downward. So noticing where you're feeling this, whether it's your lower back, the backs of the thighs, sending the breath in towards that area and towards that space. And slow it down as much as you can. The breath, sorry. When we slow our breath, our thoughts slow as well. So just recognizing that if your mind starts to race and you check in with your breath, it's typically short and shallow and stressed. Can you just start to bring it back into that really divine stillness and quiet for both ends, breath and thoughts? Let's walk those hands in towards ourselves slowly as we release from our posture, setting our props to the side. I'm going to come into something for our hips. So option one, so this is called double pigeon or stacked fire log, is just legs crossed as if you were seated, if you're like a normal crisscross position. Option two is shins in front of one another, so heel in alignment with your knee, knee in alignment with your heel. Third option is stacking everything on top. So our shins are resting against each other. So that bottom heel is not tucked in, it's right on top. Wherever you are at, whatever you've chosen, you're going to activate your feet by flexing toes towards your shins. You're going to inhale and then take it forward. If you'd like, you can place a prop underneath. So you can place a cushion in front of you to rest towards, especially if you're finding this a really challenging position. So big inhale, nice big exhale. Allow the sacrum or the sits bones to stay connected with the mat. So typically it might want to pop up. See if you can just let that simmer downwards. And then we're going to walk it back up and swap sides. So opposite foot in front or on top for your cross-legged, shins in front or shins stacked on top. Flexing toes to shins as you sit tall. Inhale, lift out of yourself, out of your seat, and then come forward. Exhale, downwards. Breathing in one side might feel a little bit more challenging than the other. Just honoring, accepting, bringing awareness to it. Don't hold back with your breath. Allow that breath to flow in and out of you naturally, or if you need to, with intention. Let's walk our hands in towards ourselves, rolling up. You can set any props to the side as you give your legs a shake. And we're going to be making our way back onto our mat. So if you need to scooch forward, and then lie all the way back down onto the mat behind you. We're going to join the soles of our feet together. So you can bring your feet either really close towards you or really far away from you, depending on how those hips feel today. You can rest your hands either onto your belly, onto your inner thighs, just alongside you, the palms to the sky. But imagining the knees guiding down towards the earth. So just kind of let gravity do its thing without any force. Again, just surrender down. Big inhale as your belly expands. Big exhale, sigh out the mouth. You're closing your eyes, unclenching your jaw. Feeling an openness in the front part of the body, the chest, the heart center, the throat. Slowing the breath, slowing the thoughts, and vice versa. Mirroring those tools together. From here, we're going to take our hands to the outside edge of our thighs, help those legs come back together nice and slow. We're going to walk our feet mat width distance apart, lean the knees against each other, and bring your toes pigeon-toed inwards. So the knees are resting against each other to support one another. The lower back is getting that little bit of a release. Hands can rest to your belly. Big breath in, big breath out. A really good restorative posture to do if you have any lower back issues, experience pain or discomfort there. And then we're going to heel to those feet back underneath our knees as we bring our right knee into the chest, extend that left leg down. We're going to come into a spinal twist. So our left hand is going to take that thigh, our right thigh over and across as we open up our right arm in direct alignment with our right shoulder, looking over that side. Big inhale. Nice big exhale. Again here, just noticing where you're maybe resisting, holding back, or can you melt a little bit more into this one without creating discomfort or pain? And then we're going to come back to center with the right knee nice and slow and swap sides. Left knee comes in as the right comes down. And then our right hand will guide that thigh over and across as our left arm comes open in direct alignment with that shoulder, looking over the left side. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Relax the face. And then we're going to start to come back up to center, bringing both knees into your chest. Find a gentle rock side to side along the spine. And then back to neutral. We're going to keep our knees together as our palms come on tops of the kneecaps. So you're going to keep those knees nice and close as you start to draw circles with the knees one direction. And then circle the knees the other direction. Careful if you have any lower back or tailbone sensitivities. And then back to center. One last hug and squeeze with those knees in towards yourself. And then we're going to come into our final pose Shavasana, so corpse pose. So you can either have the knees bent and then lean the knees against each other just like we did earlier. You can extend those legs out. You can bring a cushion or something underneath the legs. You can do legs up the wall or calves onto a chair or a couch. So whatever is going to help you rest and relax and restore optimally. So only you know what that is for you, honoring what that is for you today. So maybe that's different from the last time you did a yoga practice. Maybe that's completely different. Hands can rest alongside you, palms can meet to the belly, eyes just dropping closed, unclenching the jaw. Take a big belly breath in, belly rises. Big exhale, sigh to let it go. And again, big full breath in. Fuller breath out. Tapping into yourself so you can gain clarity, trust for yourself, for nobody else. Distractions will come. Outside ideas will come. Bring it back to you. Any mantras, visualizations that will help you during these next few moments, please bring them in. Welcome them. Anything you're asking for, bring it in. Taking a deep, intentional breath in, cleansing breath out. You're welcome to stay here for a little bit longer if you have the time and the space. Otherwise, wheeling toes, wheeling fingers, rocking the head side to side. And then moving the arms up overhead behind you as you reach long through the fingers, long through the toes, expanding the body and letting go. Slowly guiding the knees in towards yourself, into the chest, hugging around the thighs, rocking side to side a couple times before landing into a fetal position onto that right side of the body, pausing there. And moving into an upright, seated, cross-legged posture. Eyes are still closed. Just use intuition for where our front is. Legs are crossed, hands are relaxed down. Take a deep belly breath in. Big cleansing breath out. Take the palms together, thumbs to heart center, bowing the head down towards hands and heart. In full love, acceptance, and honor of yourself and your body. All of which are perfect, just as they are right now. Bringing the head back up to neutral and fluttering the eyes open. Namaste. Thank you everyone so much for joining, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.